This show is purely for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not to be seen as financial advice. Before making any decision, you should consult a qualified financial advisor.
How's it, everybody? I'm Mann. Welcome to the Non-Fungibles. This is episode 9. I can't believe we've already reached the end of 2022. What a packed year it's been, with some highs, some lows. We've got a great episode installed for you for this last episode. For the year for us, we're going to be looking at, what are some of the latest news stories from Steve Aoki and what's happening in the music scene, to continuing this FTX saga that's going into the latest dApps with Kate, who'll be looking at the Wax blockchain, which is, quite an incredible blockchain in my opinion, underrated, but has been around for quite some time and is doing some amazing things. Then we're going to be heading over to Lebo again for WTF and learning some of these crazy terms, moving back into the interview segment where we get to do a 2022 roundup for the year, discussing some of the highs and lows and what's been going on. Then we've got some great giveaways to give away, and I hope you stay and enjoy the episode, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Over to Lebs. What's happening in the news?
Hey there, guys. It's Lebo, and welcome to the season finale of the Non-Fungibles. Can you believe it? Let's get on to some highlights for this week, shall we? Music guru Steve Aoki has partnered with Justin Blau to use their CryptoPunks NFTs and will release new music under their nom de plume, Punks. This collaboration won't see new NFTs being made, but rather new music being released. Both artists are known supporters of the NFT wave, and I, for one, am super curious to know what the new summer jams are going to be. On to some controversial news. Yes. So, Elon Musk's Neuralink allegedly has plans to implant computer chips into human brains within 6 months. Not only that, but internal reports claim that around 1,500 animals died during the testing. It's thought that since Elon threw a rock at Dr. Fauci, that Fauci's people are investigating Neuralink. I'm already not a fan of this, I don't get it, but I want to hear your thoughts because there's clearly a lot to unpack here. What's happening with our beloved SBF? The answer? A lot. Let's dive into it. So, our beloved SBF has been arrested and charged with wire fraud, security conspiracy, and money laundering.
Well done.
So he could be facing 115 years in prison. I just hope that this serves as a cautionary tale to all of y'all fools, okay? So, according to the Bahamas Acting Commissioner of Corrections, he is said to be in good spirits. Well, let's see if justice truly prevails on this one, because I'm yet to see it happen. On to another story favorite. Our beloved Donald Trump's Polygon NFT collection sold out in less than 24 hours, with secondary sales currently topping the NFT markets for more than $5 million. Damn! If you bought $10,000 of $99, it would be worth a few $1 million a few days later. So here's the scoop. According to Decrypt, the project was widely mocked on Thursday, but some buyers apparently purchased them as a joke. Someone actually mentioned on Twitter, and they confirmed that they have actually paid $99 for dumber shit in their lives. But what did you expect, guys? He's planning to run for the 2024 elections. Did we really not consider him entering the crypto world before the year end? And finally, ending with some merrier news. So, as we know, 'tis the season.
Santa's coming to town!
So if you want to show your loyalty to your favorite crypto or NFT project, why not get some stocking stuffers in the form of merch, a nano ledger, or a gift card with Coinbase? Well, that's all from me for 2022 from the news side. Kate, what's good on that side?
Ho,
Hey there, and welcome to our season finale of the Non-Fungibles show. What? Season finale? It's been a hoot and a half, and for someone who worked in an owl shop, I should know. No cap, it's been a wild and wacky ride through the crypto and Web3 world, but we've made it out alive. And to all of our dedicated watchers, hi Mom. There is a second season in the pipeline where we plan to come back bigger and better. Like Simba did after that very emotional ghost dad scene, and then the mandrill hit him over the head.
Ow! Jeez!
December, guys. That's our mandrill. Also, I would tastefully avoid diving into the word mandrill. All right, you filthy animals, let's get to it. Up first, we have the Wax blockchain. Wax is a purpose-built NFT blockchain. Wax provides everything a brand needs to launch a successful NFT collection, from games and dApps to exchanges, digital marketplaces, and more. You can join the famous brands and have launched successful games and NFT collections, including blockchain Brawlers, Funko Pops, Tops, Capcom, and more. On their website, they claim that no NFT is worth more than the planet. Wax is a carbon-neutral blockchain that runs on a proof-of-stake system, meaning we don't need supercomputers to wage an energy-sucking battle to complete a single transaction. It's a lean, green NFT minting machine. So what is built on the Wax blockchain? They have a little game called Blockchain Brawlers. It's like Celebrity Smackdown meets Robot Chicken, and honestly, those two shows formed my humor. So the PvP mode, meaning player versus player, has just been launched, and you can get a starter pack containing assets you need to play the game, where you can deploy certain moves, so it's a great time for early adopters. You can also purchase packs with Wax or ETH. Just note that you will need a cloud wallet in order to play this game. Turns out all those sibling fights you had in your childhood can actually pay off now. Next up is Decrypt, and while this strictly is not a dApp, it is a great news site where you can keep up to date with all things in Web3 and crypto. On their landing page, you can see stats of trading prices, breaking headlines, and news articles. It's your bread and butter in this kooky world. Lastly, we're going to look at Polkadot. Now, Polkadot is a blockchain platform and cryptocurrency. It was created by Switzerland's Web3 Foundation, created for the decentralized web that is open source, fully functional, and user-friendly. It opened up shop in 2020, and Polkadot started as a handful of crypto-based solution softwares in the banking biz. The Polkadot network is the brainchild of Gavin Wood, a member of Ethereum's founding team. It is also worth noting that Gavin Wood donated a handsome sum to the Ukrainian crisis happening. Some rich kids do still have hearts. And there you have it, some new dApps for you to go and check out and Google and duck it, and whatever your browser, go look at it, do your own research, enjoy. From all of us on the show to you, have a wonderful festive season. Oh, what's that oversized shirt she's wearing? Oh, wow, it's got Africa. It's Africa Red. Yep, so we've got our own merch. We've got caps, shirts, badges, stickers, you name it. Perfect for the festive holidays. But on a serious note, this isn't an easy time for a lot of people. So be kind to yourself. Rest up, take stock of where you are at, enjoy the new year, and we'll see you season 2.
How's it, everybody? Welcome to the interview segment of today's show. And to wrap up 2022, we thought rather than do a specific themed interview, we're going to really do a roundup and look at what's happened in the year. There's been so much going on, from wins to losses to hacks to incredible new innovation in the space, in Web3, crypto, NFTs, and the metaverse. And I'm lucky enough to be joined with our very own head writer and creative director for Africa Rare, Adi Loveland. Adi, great to be with you.
Thanks, Mick. Great to be here as well. How's it going? How's it going, everyone? And to everyone, as Mick said, I'm the head writer and creative director in Africa Rare. And today I'm going to ask Mick a lot of questions to find out stuff on all of our behalf, where it all started, and wrapping up the year, some of the highlights, some of the lowlights, all the challenges, and a lot of the stuff that we've been through, a lot of the stuff that only Mick knows how to explain. And to get us a nice little soft start in there, I'm going to say to you, Mick, something that I've always wondered and never really actually asked is, how did you first get the idea to actually make Africa's metaverse? How did it all come about?
Yeah, I think, we've been working with Singularity University for 7 years already. And what that really is about is equipping leaders and future leaders with the knowledge and the skill set to embrace these different exponential technologies like robotics, 3D printing, biotech, blockchain, virtual and augmented reality. And how do we use these technologies to try and make the world a better place and make a positive impact? And last year, I stumbled upon this game called Axie Infinity in February 2021, which really was a unique type of game. It was a blockchain game. I was tired of beating my wife playing Monopoly, and she said, go find us a new game to play. And I found this game. You could actually earn money from playing this game. You had to invest a bit of money to get started, but then you could start earning out of playing this game. And that was really just a great sort of intro into this new Web3 world that is being enabled by NFTs and blockchain technology. And then I started listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, his podcast, and he was talking a lot about what's coming and how this new technology really changed the paradigm of what's possible, in technology around new types of ownership. Digital ownership really became a thing because of this enablement of NFTs and blockchain, because now for the first time you could actually own something in a digital way that no one else owned, and you could prove that ownership, and you could innovate on top of that digital asset as the digital owner. So it was, listening to Gary and seeing all of this happen, and I've been through multiple new types of technologies arriving in the world. From I remember seeing when apps became a thing, and then everyone was skeptical about it, and then social media became a thing, and everyone was skeptical about it. So I thought with this one, we've got an opportunity. We're right at the forefront. We've got the capabilities. We've got all the skills in house to do something special and to make an impact. And I saw that no one else was doing it in Africa. It was only being done in Europe, Asia, and the US. And there's a great opportunity to actually bring this, bring Africa into this narrative, and make sure that Africa is a leader in the space in the coming years, because it is so new and so nascent that we did, I remember making the logo in March of 2021 for Africa Rare, and then launching it at our Singularity South Africa Summit in October, where we did a soft launch where we launched in a Mila Gallery, a virtual reality gallery that hosts, top artists. And we launched with Norman Catherine, where we had a great sellout of those NFTs as his first foray into NFTs. And
geez, okay, we're going to start building this metaverse. That's quite a big thing. It's much bigger than building a house, building a hotel, building a lot of things in the real world and even in the virtual world. And what are some of the steps that you've had to go through from that March 2021? Cool, let's make a logo. Great, we've got a logo. Next, we're going to do this. Next, we're going to do that. Like, how much has actually gone into it so far?
Well, we've, there's been, if I knew how much was going to go into it and how hard this was going to be, I don't know if I would have started it. It hasn't been easy, but it has been thoroughly enjoyable. It's a great adventure, and I think that we've got the opportunity to actually do something quite meaningful and impactful for the world. So, we've been through quite a journey around setting it up and making sure we're compliant, and doing things in the right way from the start, so that as we've seen in this 2022 year, a lot of companies have been when the tides come out, they've been caught naked swimming, as Warren Buffett would say. So really important for us to start things correctly and to do things for the long term, and to grow for the long term. Yeah, it's been quite a story. We've built out this land. We've made a number of different NFT sales. We've done some land sales. We've got a number of launches that have been pushed out due to the volatility in the market, and making sure that we only launch at the right time. It's very important for us. And we've been building some amazing experiences. We've had things from concerts to quiz nights to therapy sessions. We've really tried to deliver a variety of experiences, sightings in the bush, press conferences. So it's been, we're just getting started, and it's already been quite a journey. So 2023 is going to be really exciting.
Yeah, I think from my side, although I work for Africa Rare, I'm also very much like my head just works as an independent observer of life. And I look at the way that you've been pushing things, for instance, quiz night, which I thoroughly enjoy because I love quizzes and it's a unique experience to do that. And, the first few quizzes, they're quite challenging. There's some technical difficulties. There's stuff going on that's, I can't hear this, or some other things are happening. But the thing that I really respect is that you've just been pushing them. And, any band, any music band that starts, when they start, generally there's talented musicians, maybe not, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But the only thing that makes them better is continued practice over time. And I think that's something that I understand much better from having done this and seen. If you go into a quiz now, it's fantastic and it's smooth. There's a leaderboard, which there wasn't at the beginning. That leaderboard's working smoothly, which it wasn't at the beginning. And I think it's very much a case of trial, practice, getting the craft better, fixing bugs, doing that. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand. And I would say that you're just going to keep doing that, am I right? And keep doing things so that as time progresses, things get smoother and smoother. And that's the way it is. It's a pioneering part of the world, this metaverse, and there's no other way to do it. If you don't do it, it's never going to get better, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So, it's about constantly iterating and just working towards, making a great product and a great user experience, which doesn't start off like that. And even in writing, I mean, I'm sure you can agree, the first draft is...
It's never up there. It's just the way it is, with writing. I think that's something that we can...
First draft of anything is...
Yeah, it's crap. And so's the second, so's the third. I mean, I'm happy if someone even says, oh, that's looking good on draft 3, but generally, even between drafts 1, 2, and 3, the internal versions for myself that I'm just reiterating. So it makes sense. And yet with writing, it's, whether it's I'm using Final Draft or Microsoft Word, it's all on the page and it's quite light and the files are, 55 kilobytes. Whereas with the metaverse, you're going into a room, you're going to another room, you're making a meeting room, you're making this, that, and other, doing a quiz night. It's all so big with such big files and there's audio involved and picture involved and animators and graphic designers and writers. So, yeah, I think that's something that's, I read an article saying, oh, the metaverse has got shit graphics. It's like, yeah, dude, cool. Come work on it and see.
I mean, I don't know if you remember when the internet first came out. When the internet first came out, you remember the sound, even the sound. People will remember. It was so shitty. The internet took you like half an hour, and now it's like,
I remember it well.
10 seconds, you really get upset.
Yeah, I know I only look 26, but I do remember the internet starting. And so, with that, talking about challenges, of which there are so many, now we're going to the frame of 2020 and 2022 and what a year it's been. Some of the highlights, some of the lowlights. It's always good to talk about both. And let's start with some of the highlights. What have some of the highlights been for you of 2022?
Well, I think in terms of Africa, I'm really happy that we've built such a great team and we've done so much. We've had a lot of content we've delivered throughout the year. So it's been a really great year in terms of the amount of work and the effort and the collaboration that we've done together. And I think globally, if you look at an overview of the world, it hasn't been so great for the crypto markets. There's been quite a lot of various things happen, from hacks to bad actors. There has been some big achievements, like there's been great campaigns in the year, and I think some brands are leading the way in some amazing ways. Starbucks have just launched their NFT campaign, their Web3 campaign called Odyssey, which I think is quite revolutionary. It can be very exciting.
What's it all about, that one?
So Starbucks, which has one of the biggest loyalty programs globally, with I think around over 65 million people are in their loyalty program, decided to dive headfirst into Web3 and build this loyalty program around journeys, where you get these different journeys for actually attending. You get NFTs, digital collectibles, for attending different Starbucks stores and competing in different Starbucks quests and journeys. And they can give you discounts and all types of rewards and further entrench you in the community of Starbucks. Now, somebody would say, why would Starbucks do something like this They've got 65 million people on the loyalty program. It works. There's no need to bring in NFTs and Web3 and crypto. But if you think about Starbucks, it's in their DNA to innovate. One day you're the top, and the next day you're gone. So if you don't try to stay relevant and stay on top and stay abreast of what's happening in technology and embrace technology, there's a chance that you may get taken out and disrupted, as we've seen many, many times over the last 30 years. So, besides that, being an innovative company, it also, this new technology allows them to have a much deeper relationship with their customers, because now the customers have a say. They have a part of the narrative. They own something in the narrative that is in their wallet and not, owned by the company. So it changes the dynamic between the customer and the brand, and it will continue to evolve like that. And as that evolves, you want to be ahead of that game rather than chasing. So I think really exciting what they're doing. It's called Starbucks Journey, Starbucks Odyssey, and you take part in these different journeys, which are like quests, like games.
Amazing. And I want to ask about a couple of other campaigns, including Nike and Artifact just now. I'll do that. But I just had a thought before that, is that when you were talking about having to keep up and innovate, otherwise all of a sudden you're down. I mean, I immediately thought of Nokia. Nokia, if you got to the 6110, that phone that had Snake and everything, and everyone's got that, and that's the best one, you would think, what does Nokia have to do to stay on top? Nothing. They are on top. And then, of course, they weren't thinking like that. And now where's Nokia now? I'm sure they're still kicking around Finland somewhere, but who's using a Nokia? No one, right?
Exactly.
Just total innovation stop, and everyone else took over. Just quickly taking back before we... Sorry?
MySpace was leading the social networking foray, and then they disappeared the next day.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with all that, there's a lot of challenges in the crypto markets. I know I sometimes look at them and think it's almost unfair in a way, because if I think of the regular markets, all I have to do is think 1929, 1987, 2008. Most recently, all these big things, which are global market crashes, some of them to do with markets. And then I think of Barings Bank, Nick Leeson, the guy who brought down the oldest bank in England, and many other things that have gone down, the Lehman Brothers, things like that. These things happen in the world. But of course, with crypto, the spotlight is on. And obviously, Sam Bankman-Fried is the name on everyone's lips at the moment, having just been arrested in the Bahamas and possibly getting extradited into the US and all of that going on. So tell me what you think about some of the challenges that have gone, and you can take us through them and how they've affected the industry in general, and even you personally. Like, how does one deal with that sort of stuff, being the spotlight on it all the time, so relentlessly?
Yeah, so I think it's been there's been a lot of people that have been caught swimming naked, as again that quote, because the Fed started tightening the money belts early on in the year, and we saw that effect sort of slowly start kicking in throughout the year. There was a number of different hacks that happened this year. From the wormhole hack, around $200 million, and then they got bailed out by, I think it was Jump that bailed them out, and that also affected Jump later on when they couldn't bail out anyone else, after the contagion of the lunar crash. And then we saw the $600 million Axie Infinity hack. That was pretty bad for the industry and for Axie Infinity as a company. They had, $615 million hacked. Their private keys were just, stuck in one location. So that was a big security risk. And they had a social engineering hack that was really bad, for the company to suffer that type of loss. So it's a serious amount of money. And most companies wouldn't recover. And I think how Axie's recovered since then has been pretty phenomenal. They've launched the new Origins game. They've got a runway for 10 years. And they are, they're probably they are the biggest NFT project of all time, more than $4 billion of revenue. So even with all of that, after being hacked for $600 million, they're still solid. It's been pretty bad carnage in the world. And then, recently with this FTX debacle, probably one of the most villainous acts I've seen in our time. where the guy knew how to totally take advantage of the system. And, allegedly, it's all allegedly until, the evidence is conclusive, but it looks pretty clear that he was using customer funds to fund other projects with his other organization, Alameda. And SBF was, cashing out billions of dollars into his own account with as loans, with no real reason behind them that was going to his account. So
he seems like a real dodgy character, that one, huh? The effective altruism.
Yeah. So, he messed up quite a lot of things. He messed up the reputation of the industry. He just got arrested, Sam Bankman-Fried. So it's all coming. And I think, ultimately, I hope it's good for the industry. I hope that it doesn't get over-regulated now. There's going to be a lot of regulation coming in, which is good. But I hope that it just doesn't get over-regulated, which should push everything back.
Jeez, yeah, it's lots to deal with. And like I said earlier, it's the spotlight is so hectically on the things. So the Sam Bankman-Fried, it's like there's almost, that thing of Schadenfreude, which is like the pleasure in other people's pain. You get the sense that with this one, it's so big because, with such a rise, and, just months ago, you would be reading articles about, Sam Bankman-Fried, the wonderkind from Stanford or wherever he's from, who's now worth $32 billion. And now people love a fall from grace. Eh? So now it's worth nothing, getting arrested, all of those things. And of course, whereas they do happen in the real, not the real, but the fiat finance world with Nick Leeson with Barings Bank and things like that, is that there's still that same sense, but now it seems so intensified. So how big of an effect do you think it will have on the industry? I mean, surely it will survive through. I mean, no one's just going to stop everything, right?
Well, it seems like it's already hit the bottom. I mean, I don't know, but it feels like Bitcoin's hit the bottom, and Bitcoin has been rising the last couple of weeks, even after this whole FTX debacle. So I think regulation needs to come in, and once these policies are written, and we can see self-sovereign funds come in, and big hedge funds like BlackRock have expressed a lot of interest. Then we're going to see massive growth in the industry. But none of that will happen until the Fed eases, its quantitative tightening. We saw they just, raised rates by 50 basis points. So that was really good in this last rate hike. And, the next one is coming, I think, February. We'll see. Hopefully it's 50 again. Then we know that they're sort of getting inflation under control. And hopefully they can, things can start going back to normal. We'll probably see them print more money after that. So, the money printers will be out and things will start flowing again.
I always wonder how the money printing works. I wish I could do some of that. Okay. We can have to make a new series about that. We can call it Curb Your Inflatiasm. So, there's obviously lots of challenges and some lowlights, and I'm sure others will come to mind. There's been a lot of big stuff happening. I mean, I remember how excited you were when the ETH merge happened. What was that all about?
Yeah, so I think this is quite a monumental thing that happened in 2022. In the bear market, it's the best time for building and the best time for new innovation. And 7 years in the making, which has been spoken about for the last 7 years, this ETH merge happened. A lot of developers around the ETH ecosystem played a big part in this, and well done to all of them. Well done to Vitalik for sort of leading the charge and doing this in such a collaborative, decentralized way. Pretty amazing. But ETH now did the merge. They moved from proof of work to proof of stake. And, you've been seeing some pretty smooth, quick transactions on ETH, 99.9% more environmentally friendly, which is quite a big deal.
And has it improved? Like I had to learn, for any viewers who don't know what it is, the gas price. I mean, the gas price is basically the equivalent of like a bank fee, right? When there's a transfer or a payment or something. And they're quite high in the world. When I was doing various things, transactions for myself, and I was quite shocked at that. As the ETH merge something that's affected that and made it better? And into the future, will that be something that does go down?
I don't think the merge affected it too much. I think more around this new protocol, the ER 11559 protocol. It's helped a bit of the speed and the gas price improve. But in Vitalik's whole roadmap, there's still much more to come with ETH that will improve that gas price and make it a lot more scalable to handle, ultimately 100,000 transactions a second, make it one of the fastest platforms globally, and then it can truly become a global settlement layer, and that can handle the scale.
Overall, the market the crypto market and Web3 and everything around that new world, it just trudges forward and just keeps on going. So you read news about Nike doing stuff with NFTs, Artifact, which is another one. Can you go into those ones a little bit and some other highlights that show that these things really do seem to be here for a long haul? I guess they'll take some adjusting to get to a steady progress level, but it's here for the long haul, right?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of success even in this bear market. Obviously, there was also a war that happened with Ukraine and Russia, and still happening. And some of the people couldn't get money to Ukraine. It was pretty difficult to get fiat currency, but within minutes people were sending Bitcoin and Tether and different cryptocurrencies as donations, and we saw millions of dollars go as donations to Ukraine. I think one NFT was bought for $6.5 million or something. The Ukraine NFT, which really was all for charity, really helped Ukraine, and that could never have been done before in such a speedy manner. In terms of Artifact and Nike, Nike bought Artifact last year, and they'd made hundreds of millions of dollars together. They've recently just launched their Swoosh store where you can buy these NFTs, and they've actually just launched some physical Artifact Nike sneakers that you connect to your phone, and that have a whole physical sort of combination of they are NFTs, but you have the physical shoes, and they are connected, and you can do some cool stuff with changing lights and doing really cool stuff with your sneakers for all these sneakerheads out there and that sort of thing. And then I think also the rise of layer 2 solutions was quite a big thing. All these layer 2 solutions that are built on top of layer 1 Ethereum chain to allow for scalability of the networks and for much greater speed and lower cost. And we've seen Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon really thrive in this layer 2 ecosystem, and we'll see a lot more of that in 2023. And already people talking about layer 3 as the next evolution, because it's all about how do we take friction out of the system so that the users using the blockchain technology don't really have to know it's blockchain. It just should be using something that's really easy and convenient.
What's AGI?
Artificial General Intelligence. When the computers become as smart as humans. And Ray Kurzweil predicts 2029, which might actually come a little bit before that even.
So I basically just better earn money while I can, and then my job's gone, right?
Well, possibly. I mean, we might lead into some UBR that everyone's sort of covered and doesn't have to do work.
Okay. So what I want, Nick, I want you to work super hard to make sure that I get my universal basic income, which I want to be really nice, and then I'm going to chill out and just relax and let the computers do the work for me. With all that in mind, before the computers take over, wouldn't mind if you just gave us a nice little wrap-up of 2022 in the Africa Rare environments and some of the plans for 2023.
Yeah, so it's been a great year for Africa Rare. We've laid some great foundations. We've built out a fantastic team of players from around the world, and we have got some early settlers. We're building some beautiful experiences for all of those early settlers, as well as our own internal experiences that are going live. And in 2023, we'll see the launch of our marketplace, Africa's first marketplace, as well as the Ubuntu token, the Namunda tribe, the Boiti tribe, a variety of other tribes from brands. And, it's going to be a really exciting, jam-packed year where we're going to be bringing the metaverse to Africa and the world, and really, trying to push the envelope on what's possible, locally and abroad and across the continent.
Nice.
And,
thanks, Nick.
Awesome. Thanks, Adi. Great interview.
Thank you, Mick, as usual.
In 2023.
2023, yes. I'm sure you're going to give me at least 7 hours off between now and then, and I look forward to those 7 hours and the computer taking over my job in the future.
Awesome.
Awesome. Have a cool one. Ciao. Ciao, everyone.
Ciao.
Hello, good people. Lebo here once again with the final WTF NFT for 2022. The first one we're going to do is called degen. Now, no offense, but degen is short for degenerate, usually referring to people who often make risky and bad bets. In the crypto space, it can refer to people who invest in digital assets like NFTs without doing their due diligence. Now, please, guys, please don't be degens. Let's focus, let's learn, let's make the right decisions. The next one we're going to do is called FUD.
But everyone knows it as FUD.
Now, FUD is short for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FUD is commonly seen when the price of a coin or NFT project is dropping, or when there is some sort of negative news or rumors, as they usually are. But people tend to panic, sell their assets when the FUD sets in. So being logical and a bit doubtful is important for making the right investment decisions, right? However, it is not very wise to let your emotions take over, as a lot of people make the worst investment decisions when they are emotionally invested. Like buying that car, right? When you have such intense emotions, you've been dumped or something like that, then you realize that you can't afford it. Then it's all sad and dreams are falling apart. But you know what? FUD is also a bit important in the right degree. Okay. Now, the last one I'm going to do for you is one of my favorites. It's LFG, which stands for Let's Fucking Go. Now, people use it when they're excited about something in the metaverse and stuff like that. So, for example, the floor price of the NFT project I got into last night has already doubled this morning. LFG, it works. It can also work in your life, in everyday life, Let's go across to Kate and see what has been going down on TikTok while y'all been sleeping. Bye, guys.
There's a city called Rome on every continent except for Antarctica. I guess not all roads lead to Rome, don't they, Jerry? For fuck's sakes, mate. Travelers, take note. Did you know there are twin islands south of Nigeria called Sao Tome and Principe? These beautiful island destinations were colonized by Portugal in the 16th century, but they gained independence in 1975 and are a true hidden gem for the avid traveler.
Well, back into the fray.
In 1938, a 450-ton meteor crashed into Pennsylvania. The only casualty? A cow.
What's this?
It's an art project.
Okay, I like it. Picasso.
And in 1901, the 18-year-old Spanish artist Pablo Picasso opened his first exhibition. Neither of the two art critics that visited the show were really impressed. And last but not least, Pablo Picasso's full name is Pablo Diego José Francisco de Paula Juan Nepomuceno María de los Remedios Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too.
Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Oh my gosh, it's that time again where we share the NFT love. I'm sad that it's the last one for the year, but if you join our Discord, you can have some more fun next year. But now, the winners of the Discord raffle are in. Drum roll, please. Congratulations to all our winners, and each of you will be receiving an allowance draw.
And that's all, folks. What a great year it's been. Loved sharing different ideas with you. We really hope that you have learned as much as possible and taken in different knowledge that can empower you to go and make a positive impact into your own personal world, to society at large. See you in 2023. Cheers.